Hi there! You are watching VideoGaming Father's video review of block-breaking game with RPG elements, looting and world building called Dreamstones. Can such a weird mix of genres even work? Does it have any interesting fantasy-like story? Is it easy to learn, or will you get overwhelmed by all the activities that you need to do? Are there any useful RPG elements in the game, or is it only mentioned because it sounds more attractive? Is there any strategic part once you are supposed to build a world? And how about the loot? Will you find many interesting items with complex statistics enhancing the gameplay? Does it have responsive and physical laws respecting controls? And what about the difficulty? Isn't it too easy or impossibly difficult? So let's get started to be able to answer all these questions soon. Let's start with the story. Is there any? Here you go. The Dreamweavers of the Floating Kingdom have been attacked by the Nightlings. The whole kingdom has been wiped out except Gentle Kenneth. Your task is to head into the Outlands, rescue his fellow Dreamweavers and rebuild the kingdom. Is it far from being original, isn't it? Is it at least developed further with some interesting twists like the friends become traitors and enemies become allies and so on? Not really. The story is presented only with the text dialogues without dubbing and is rather boring, so I guess that you will stop reading it soon. Okay, the most legendary block breaker game Arkanoid did not have any story, or at least the one that I would be aware of, and it was almost endless fun, so let's see if the gameplay of Dreamstones brings the same fun spiced up by the modern elements. In the beginning you find yourself in your kingdom where you are supposed to rebuild all its buildings. Each building costs some coins and some of them are also cost the Dreamstones. Both these resources you obtain by playing block breaking game that we will get to a little bit later. So you are building various buildings like shop, blacksmith or bazaar and upgrading them for which you increase the kingdom score and gain access to the new areas for block breaking game. To be able to build a certain building you need to buy a blueprint for it which you can find by uncovering the world map. You can also buy weapons increasing your damage skills like split ball which splits the ball into two, kunai that launches the rocket from the pedal, or fireball that destroys whatever it hits, and passive skills like increase of cash value for example. If you expect some entertaining city building part, I am sorry to disappoint you. You are just clicking a couple of menus to build a new building without any visible effect except increasing the kingdom score. There is no life in your city and no clues of any activity, which means that it's really boring and impossible. I do not know if the authors thought that this part will bring some interesting elements to the classic block breaker gameplay, but instead of fun they added some uninteresting activity to the game that we will try to spend as little time as possible with it. Also the weapons represented by various daggers are rather uninspiring. They differ only by three numbers: damage, number of slots for passive and for active skills. Active skills has the cooldowns and bring at least some enhancement to the gameplay by the ability to shoot or juggling with two balls. The skills are one of the game's pluses, but in general, the effort to bring something new to the block-breaking genre in the form of city builder is laudable but mostly useless. Now let's have a look if the most important part of the game, the block-breaking itself, does much better. The world map consists of some small islands floating in the air, and by completing one you uncover the other one, or even more of them that you can play it in any order. There are also special islands with the crates that hide new weapons or other stuff that can be bought in the store then. If you clip some of the game island, the block breaking game might begin. How is it played? And is it fun? At its core, the Dreamstones is a classic block breaking game as we know it from the times of the already mentioned classic Arkanoid. You control the pedal which you use to hit the ball that destroys the cubes of various types. The most important are the Nightmare Stones. You need to destroy all of them to get further. To get further means to complete the actual map or to move to another floor of the maps. Here usually have 2 or 3 floors. The Nightmare Stones can be destroyed by one hit or sometimes they are locked by a chain and then you need to destroy that chain to unlock them first. Then there are various types of cubes. Some of them increase your experience and once the experience bar is filled your pedal's level increases, which usually means the better damage or more coins gained from the falling coin. Then there are various rocks or wooden cubes that can be destroyed by one or more hits. The special category are the stones that cannot be destroyed by simply hitting them, but you need to hit the crystal first that destroys them. And some cubes cannot be destroyed at all, and they are here to change the ball direction if being hit. There are also obstacles in the form of trees that block the way to the cubes from some angles and also cause change of ball direction. I have mentioned the upgrades or damage, so what's it for actually? Well, except for various cubes and rocks, there are also living creatures on the maps like giant carrots, flying bugs or running rams that you need to hit several times to eliminate. Every time you hit them, they drop the coin, which actually means several coins for you based on your level, and the better damage you have, the less hits you need to eliminate them. They are of course changing the ball direction once being hit. And there are also special objects like prison that you need to hit several times to make Dreamweavers that are locked there free, or pairs of trapdoors, one for entering the ball and another one where the ball exits back to the map. In general, I am satisfied with the number of objects on each map and their variability. Sometimes there are different letters dropped by the objects when you hit them, which gives you temporary power-ups like the ability to shoot, speeding up the ball, or rescue board in the bottom of the screen that saves you from losing the life once if you miss the falling ball. The power-ups are like from good old Arkanoid, only they are not being dropped so often, and on some of the maps they are not present at all. I can understand that they are partially replaced by the skills here, but still the feeling of satisfaction when you collect something useful was one of the big pros of Arkanoid, and I am missing it in Dreamstones a bit. On the other hand, the coins or hourglasses reducing cooldowns of your skills are dropped quite often, which is good. Now let's have a look at the game controls and difficulty. Let's start with the controls. You simply control the pedal by mouse, plus you need the numeric buttons on the keyboard to activate your active skills. I have quite mixed feeling from controls. The reactions of the pedal to the mouse movement are okay, but the ball behavior varies. Sometimes it does what you expect, but sometimes it bounces off the game object in a very unexpected angle. I do not know if this system of randomness was the intention of the authors to make the game more interesting and unpredictable, but it might discourage the people who prepare precision. Worse is that the ball behavior on the edges of your pedal. In the good old Arkanoid, sorry for mentioning it, but still, it was a really great game. I used to hit the ball by the edges of the pedal to rapidly change the ball direction, but here it usually ends up by moving the ball under the pedal, which means losing the line. This is one of the big minuses for me, because Block Breaker's gameplay is actually based on precise controls. The difficulty goes hand in hand with the controls. Still, the game is challenging but not frustrating thanks to the skills that you can buy and use as you progress through the game. You have just 3 lives and you cannot get another one from dropping power-ups, unlike in Arkanoid, well again, so you need to be very careful, especially if there are 3 floors on the current map. I have mentioned that there are many variable objects in each map, which is good, but sometimes you get confused as you cannot see the ball for some time as it's hidden among the objects. It doesn't happen so often, but you lose the life sometimes because you have simply not seen the ball until it was too late. In general, controls should be better, but the difficulty is reasonable set. Dreamstones has colorful hand-drawn graphics that do not look bad. You can find there many cute detailed objects there. I would only say that it's not very suitable for this kind of game, because sometimes you lose the ball from your side because it simply vanishes on such colorful background. Still, the graphics are one of the better parts of the game. Music consists of several general tracks that will become repetitive quite soon. Game sounds are okay and vary as the ball hits different surfaces, but the minus is that there is no dubbing at all, so all the dialogues with Jen to Kenneth are only presented in the form text, which makes them even more uninteresting. So, have I enjoyed Dreamstones and can I recommend it to you with a clear conscience? There are many pluses like many innovative ideas for block-breaking game, light RPG elements, active and passive skills, challenging yet not frustrating difficulty, number of various objects to hit on each map, many levels to beat and nice colorful graphics. There are also many downsides. Useless and boring town building part, uninteresting story, uninspiring weapons, strange ball behavior sometimes, insufficient in-game power-ups, generic music, the absence of dubbing, and creeping stereotypes. Dreamstones costs €12 on Steam, which is too much in my opinion, and if you want to give it a try, I would recommend waiting for some big discount. Is it suitable for family playing? Well, if the useless town building part was removed and the authors would better include the local multiplayer instead, I could recommend it, but Like this, there is really not much to recommend it for. It's a shame that the authors put so much effort into many innovative ideas to make the modern block breaker game, but some of them do not really improve the gameplay, but do the exact opposite. Along with crimping stereotype also caused by the fact that the environment do not change much, or maybe only after many levels, I have to give this original but quickly boring game thumbs up down, and VideoGaming Father's index 5+ out of 10. Not recommended. Thank you for watching my Dreamstones video review. Please do not forget to give it thumbs up, and also to subscribe to my VideoGaming Father's channel if you have enjoyed it. See you!